Your question was, is man living for himself or for others? Your question was also, most of Shastras says every man is living for himself, not for others. I think it is not a correct interpretation of Shastras. It is not a correct interpretation of our sage. It is right. Every man knows, every person has to die. He sees daily anyone is going to die or a death of his dears and nears. But paradox is that he does not want to die. It means man is not living for himself, but he does not want to die. It is illusion. It is agyan. It is not a gyan. It is truth that man does not live himself. Nobody can alone live in cosmos. We are part and parcel of this whole universe. When am I sitting here? I am taking benefits of this earth and these trees. No benefit is given by any part of the universe without taking anything from you. Therefore, how can you say that every man is living for himself? Can you say when I am gardening, when I am watering the plants, when I observing the beauty, are these all my functions for myself? If you see minutely, you will see that you are not observing for himself. There is a reciprocal business. When you are observing the beauty of a living being, it means you are appreciating the beauty of a living being. Being appreciated by you, the living beings, so beautiful, he will be proud of and he will be nourished. In this way, we will see from our life, from birth to the death, a child is living for mother, and mother is living for a child. When a child is separated from mother, he cried and cried again and again. And if there is any danger on a child, mother is ready to sacrifice his life for safety of that child. What do you mean this? Mother is living for the child. Mother is not living for himself. Mother is not living for herself. It is a truth that no living being wants to die. But mother sacrificed his life for the safety of his child. She, our soldiers, died for the security of nations. You will see many people without any duty bound, without any assignment. When a person is in danger, they sacrifice their life to save that person in danger. What is this? What do you mean this? This means that man was not living for himself, but he was living for others also. He has emotion to save others, his fellow beings, his fellow brothers, his fellow living beings. In every nook and corner of the life, you will see there is a business, there is an exchange of transactions between the various parts of this universe. For the existence of a living beings, it is necessary this exchange should be balanced. Whenever this exchange is negative or imbalanced, then your existence, your desire to be living for himself will be ended. खुद के लिए जीने की इच्छा, खुद के लिए जीने की इच्छा दूसरों के लिए जीने की इच्छा पर निर्भर करती है। यदि आप खुद ही खुद के लिए जीते हो और दूसरों से समव्यवहार नहीं करते हो, तो तुम भी इस सृष्टि में नहीं जी सकते। इसलिए मैं इस बात को नहीं मानता कि प्रत्येक जीव अपने लिए जीता है। मैं ये मानता हूँ कि इस सृष्टि में जीव इस सृष्टि के संपूर्ण भागों का एक हिस्सा है और उनके बीच एक लेन देन है। प्रत्येक जीव दूसरों के लिए उतना ही जीता है जितना अपने लिए जीता है, परंतु अपने अहम स्वभाव के कारण या उसके अज्ञान के कारण कि उसकी मौत जरूरी है, इस बात को जानते भी वो मरना नहीं चाहता। इसलिए उसके अंतर्गत जीने की एक प्रबल इच्छा उठती है और उसके जीने की इस प्रबल इच्छा में वो खुद ही खुद जीने की इच्छा करता है और दूसरों को उपेक्षित करता है। When others are ignored and man is under the illusion that he will live till the existence of this earth, he will never die. It is his illusion. This illusion creates the imbalance in the society, imbalance in the nature, and it increases his ego. This imbalance creates disturbance and contradictions in a different living beings and man himself, and these jealousies, enmities, contradiction disturb the intelligence, chit, man, of a man, and he is imbalanced and he is in sorrows. Therefore, I say there is a balance between living himself and living for others. Others means whole creatures and non-creatures of this universe. If this is a realization, it is the stage of stagnancy of the mind. It is awakened stage, is a true stage of mind. We can say that it is a samadhi. When a person knows that he will die one day, he realized this phenomenon, and realizing this phenomenon, he is ready to sacrifice his life for others. It is a sambhav. It is a stage of equal intelligence. It is a balanced intelligence. It is also a stage of samadhi. Therefore, I realize it is a wrong interpretation that man lives for himself. Man is not living himself only. Man is living only for others, but he wants to save his existence, her existence, and there is a balance between his wants of to be in existence and balance of others to be in existence. If your mind, your intelligence is to that stage, your consciousness is to that stage, your mind is balanced of accepting the existence of nature as it is, accepting the existence of yourself as it is, and for this purpose, creating actions, creating emotions, saying some things, every actions, every creations, every sayings will be not harming to others. It will be a balance between violence and non-violence. Violence, avoidable violence. Non-violence means violence, including violence which is not avoidable. There is some stages, violence is not avoidable. We have to eat plants, we have to eat food. To some extent, we will create the violence for our existence. But without any cause, without any need, without any requirement, creating the violence is against the nature, and it will demand the retaliation of the nature. Therefore, I will say that man has to live for others, man has to live for himself, and there must be a balance between existence of yourself and existence of others. There will be a balance between accepting your life and accepting of your coming death. This stage of balance will be stage of a jnana, true knowledge, and when you are truly awakened, this will be stage of your bodhisattva, your yoga, your samadhi, your mukti, your perpetual enjoyment. I shall see that the question of your answer of your question has been given. And in a nutshell, मैं कहता हूँ कि आदमी अपने लिए खाली नहीं जीता, आदमी दूसरों के लिए भी जीता है, परंतु वह सोचता है कि मैं सब कुछ अपने लिए ही जी रहा हूँ, या वो सोचता है कि मैं सब कुछ दूसरों के लिए ही कर रहा हूँ। ये दोनों बातें असत्य हैं। जब वो सत्य का उसको पता लग जाएगा कि दूसरों के लिए जीना और अपने लिए जीना ये आपसी समभाव है, सम व्यवहार है, और इस व्यवहार का ज्ञान हो जाना। इसी प्रकार आदमी ये सोचता है कि सब मरेंगे पर मैं नहीं मरूंगा, मैं तो जीता ही रहूँगा। ये अज्ञान खत्म हो जाना कि मैं भी जीऊँगा और मैं भी मरूंगा, दूसरे भी जिएंगे और दूसरे भी मरेंगे, इस बात का उसको अनुभूति हो जाना, ये संभाव की स्थिति है। और संभाव की स्थिति में को ही समाधि कहते हैं, अर्थात उसकी बुद्धि संभाव में आ गई है, इसी को समाधि कहते हैं, इसी को मोक्ष कहते हैं, इसको मुक्ति कहते हैं। अर्थात अज्ञान से पिंड छूट गया है, ज्ञान का जागरण हो गया है, सत्य आ गई है। जब अज्ञान से पिंड छूटेगा और सत्य आपके पास भरपूर मात्रा में भर जाएगी, तो आप सुखी होगे, आनंदित होगे। स्वाभाविक रूप से कंट्राडिक्शंस, द्वेष खत्म होंगे और आपको परमानंद की स्थिति प्राप्त होगी। और ये परमानंद की अनुभूति ही परमात्मा की अनुभूति है, यही अस्तित्व की अनुभूति है, यही संपूर्ण कॉस्मोस की अनुभूति है। इसी को आत्मा और परमात्मा आप कह सकते हो, इसी को सब कुछ कह सकते हो। यही मनुष्य की स्थिति है। इसी ज्ञान के लिए मनुष्य सतत योग, अभ्यास, ध्यान योग और नाना प्रकार की तपस्याएं, प्रार्थनाएं, कीर्तन और उपासनाएं करता आया है। अतः मैं आपसे कहता हूँ, केवल इस समष्टि, संसार और खुद के बारे में सत्य की जानकारी और उसको मान लिए, उस सत्य की अनुभूति हो जाए, तो यही आनंद की अनुभूति है। धन्यवाद इति।